Yeah, so my recording is started. First of all, why we need maths over here? Biggest question. As we already saw, correct? You can't imagine beyond 3D. You can visualize beyond 3D, but you need to perform beyond 3D. That's why maths is important. Maybe in your college life or university life, maybe you think like why you are learning maths. There is no implication because everything is there implemented, correct? But now onwards you will feel if you know this thing at your college level or school level, maths will be so much fun because you will do some practical things with those maths. So let's start with probability. Okay, so what is probability? Probability is very simple. It's the measure of the likelihood of an event. Okay, what is the meaning of that? Meaning how many types of event it can occur. The total number, correct? Means just see this one, probability. Number of ways an event can occur divided by number of possible outcomes. Means if I'm just taking a small example like tossing a coin, we all know, correct? We can toss a coin, so there will be head or tail. So this is called like a sample space. In a sample space terminology, head and space. So what is the probability for head? That is 1 by 2 because
One by
total number of possible outcomes is 2 and head it's only one time come. Now think about rolling a dice. So rolling a dice is basically there is 6 possibilities, correct? So one probability to come 1 is 1 by 6, like that
one by
way,
6.
correct? 2 is 1 by 6, all are like same 1 by 6. So this is so simple, correct? This part of probability, this is simple. Now this part, just think, two parts are there, that is called, one is mutual exclusive event, another one is called non-mutual exclusive event. Mutual exclusive means one outcome at a time only. Okay, just give me a second. 2% is waiting, so I just allowed them. Yeah, I allowed. So this is something like one outcome at a time. Means if you are again just thinking about tossing a coin only, so it should be head or tail. At a time, it will come only once. Correct? Every time, whenever you will do, it will come once only. Correct? Now think about non or not mutual exclusive event. That is what? Think about taking a card, taking out a card from a deck. Okay, like a card play. So we know in a card there is 52 cards. Correct? So what is the probability to come a king and that will be a heart sign, correct? So if we think like this way, now this is the difference. This is not mutual exclusive. Two outcome at a time it can come. This is one outcome at a time. This is the mutual exclusive. Okay, sorry, 1 second. Now think about this one. So what is the Venn diagram? What is the Venn diagram? So Venn diagram, it will be totally separate. So this is called Venn diagram. Head is totally separate, tail is totally separate. But for non-mutual exclusive event, some overlaps are there. Why so? Now this part is called additive rule on this mutual exclusive event. Additive rule, this is called. So if I say probability of H or T, if I need to calculate, so it will come like probability of H, probability of T plus probability of H is 1 by 2 that we already saw over here, correct? So this is 1 by 2, same as probability tail also, that is 1 by 2, and all together it will come as a 1, correct? Now for this one, just think, probability to come PK, probability to come this pk. How many k's are there in a card? Four kind of k is there, correct? Four color, four with four sign. So the probability is 4 by 52. The probability of this p heart sign is how many? Heart sign, it can be one only, correct? So it will be 1 by 52. So it's not showing properly. That's okay. That I will manage. Okay, I need to move the screen. So let me just move the screen a little bit. Yeah, now you can see. So now just think, what is happened? Probability of k is coming 4 by 52. Probability of this heart is coming 13 by 52. Why 13 by 52? Because there is 13 card with this heart sign, correct? And minus, this is especially for not mutual exclusive, because you need to do minus. So minus probability of k intersection this heart value. This is intersection, correct? So this is what? 1 by 52. So if you just calculate all the things, it will come 16 by 52, correct? So this is the formula. Now think about what will happen if I say from this rolling dice only, how much probability is there? So see, there is two formula. One for mutual exclusive, only I am adding. For non-mutual exclusive event, I am adding two things minus I am intersecting in between of that two. So it will come like a tossing a coin only, because dice it will come at a time only single, like a toss of a coin. So if I need to ask like what is the probability of come 1 or 2 or 3, so it's very simple. Probability of 1 by 6, probability of 2, that is 1 by 6, probability of 3, that is 1 by 6, and altogether 0.5. So where is other 0.5? Because I just asked 1, 2, 3, three probability. So there is 4, 5, 6 are there. So if you calculate all together, it will also become 1. Correct? So this is one part. This is one part. Another part is there. Why I can't move this one? Seriously. Okay. Another part is there, multiplicative rule. Multiplicative rule. What is that? One is called independent event. Another one is called dependent event. Okay. What is independent event? Means when I'm saying and, previously we saw or, like head or tail. What is the probability? Now I'm saying what is the probability head and tail. So this is called multiplicative rule. Here we will use multiplication sign. Okay, same thing. Just think. If I say three times continuously, I am rolling, tossing a coin. So first time it came head, second time it came tail, third time it came head again. So what is the probability? Same. Correct? The same thing. What we just discussed. Now this is what? Number of total outcome, not reduce. No matter how many time I'm doing this experiment, outcome will not going to reduce. It will be same. Correct? So this is called independent event. Now think about rolling dice again. What is the probability to 1 and 3? It will come. So formula is probability of A and B equal to probability of A multiplication probability of B. So A means 1. So that is come 1 by 6 that we already saw previously. Probability of B, that is 1 by 6. So that's mean probability at A and B or 1 and 3 is basically 1 by 36. Clear? This is very simple. Now dependent is, take that card. Now think, if I say what is the probability to come K and that heart sign, what is the probability? then in this case, something is different because this is non-mutual exclusive event. First time when I'm checking what is the probability of pk, means probability of k, that is 1 by 52. Once that probability or that king is occurred, so that's mean it's minus. That card is basically minus from that 52. So what is the probability of queen? Sorry, not this is hard. Just think about queen. King and queen I'm searching. Okay. So queen is basically 1 by 51 because this k is already removed because you already placed that card, correct? So it's already removed from your 52 collection. So it will come -1, that's 51 because 1k card you already showcased. So that's mean the formula is pk, probability of k, multiplication p q divided by k, correct? That's mean number of total outcome reduce over here. Here outcome is not reduced, here outcome is reducing, correct? So that's mean the formula is very simple. Again, the same way, 1 by 52 multiplication by 1 by 51, whatever the output will come, so that output is basically dependent in the event. Clear? So what are those things we learned? We learned first here mutual exclusive event. That formula is this one, correct? Like PA plus PB means probability of A plus probability of B. For non-mutual exclusive event, it is probability of A plus probability of B minus probability A intersection B. So these two formula we learn. And for multiplicative rule, we learn one formula is probability of A multiplication probability of B. When I'm saying probability A and B, over there that is P, like probability A or B. And here for non-exclusive, that is dependent event, over there the formula is this one, like probability of A into probability of B minus A, because here it's reducing, correct? Now you can ask me where we actually implement the full machine learning. I'm again saying not in data science. So here, Shangita, you not require this one that much, okay, but partially you require. But whoever is going to learn this ML and AI, all the score or their performance, ML is going to say based on this probability only, because your accuracy will come like this way. Just think, suppose this is your A, this is your B, these colors, okay, this blue is basically your probability of A, this is probability of B, or set of A, set of B, correct? This is in x-axis, this is in y-axis, and this is one line. Just I'm saying one line, this is dividing, okay? So this line is basically called a plane, that we will learn very soon in our next topic, linear algebra. So if this is separating this set to this set, the probability to come these blue dots, this is accuracy is 100% because nothing is overlapping. Probability to come this yellow dot, that is 100% probability that is coming. But what about this point? This is in between, correct? So over there, the probability application actually required. Or if you say the classification model, correct? Like suppose if you are drawing an apple, example, if you just draw an apple, so your machine don't know this is apple, correct? So it can say 90% this is apple and 10% this is look like orange. It can say, but when it's come after 80%, obviously we will take this value only, correct? Because the confidence is over there, the accuracy is over there. So this is the reason why we need probability so much. Okay, so this is all about probability. So let's jump start to linear algebra. This is again why we are learning. This picture we already saw, correct? This picture we already saw over there. We are just differentiating using a plane, using a, this is a line. Just think this is a line we are differentiating two set of things. Just like listen very carefully, okay? Now onwards. This is for 2D. In 2D, this is called line. In 3D, this is 3D, three-dimensional, correct? So in 3D, it's called plane. Okay. Now, what about 4D, 5D, 10D, ND? Okay. We can't draw, correct? But mathematically, we can prove. This one, we will call hyperplane. That's why you remember last time when we discussed about our intro session, I told like hyperparameter. This hyper will always come when we will do some in extra dimension. Clear? Now, what is vector? When I already shared, correct, at the time of our Python one, like this is 1 point, correct, like this 2 by 3, like this way only. This is your origin 0 by 0. So in 2D space, this is the thing. So this is called a point, simple point. Okay, and this is your x component, this 2, and this is your x2 component. If I say this is x1 and this is x2, correct? And always just remember, we will not going to discuss like a x dimension to y dimension, z dimension. We will never say. In mathematics, you can say, that's perfectly okay, but I am not going to say in machine learning or data science, because we have only 26 letter, correct? If your dimension is 50, 100, 1000, where is those letter? There is no letter. So we will start calling x1, x2 like this one. Now in 3-dimensional, same, just think this is your query point or a point. So in 3-dimensional, that we already saw. In n-dimensional, obviously like this way, huge number will be there because that is n-dimensional. Now point is, if I'm asking a question to you, what is the distance between your origin to this point? How you will know that? You all know Pythagoras theorem. You all learned in your schooling. What is the Pythagoras theorem? D is distance between origin and P. P is my point. That is square root of a square plus b square. This is Pythagoras theorem. So in 2D, you can easily measure, correct? So if this is your 2, this is your 3, you need to square and square root, whatever the things are coming, that is your distance. Simple. Now in 3D also, you need to do like this way. Simple. Now in ND also, you can easily calculate like this way. So geometrically, maybe you're not able to represent the 4D, 5D, but see, mathematically, you can easily represent. You can easily calculate. Clear up to this? Now, previously we saw distance between from origin to that point. Now, what about in between of 2 points in your surface? How we can do that? Same thing. See, if this is one of your point, this is another point like a P and Q, you need to calculate the D. Now think about if you are just drawing like this way, you can see my pointer, correct? Okay, just think like this way. And it's creating over here a perpendicular, means 90 degree. This is 90 degree. So obviously we can formulate that by the Pythagoras theorem only, difference between 2 points, that is A1
Are
minus.
you moving the cursor? Are you moving cursor?
Yeah, you can't see my cursor?
No.
Others can see my cursor.
Actually, just use some different color.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
just mark this equation d equals to root over
Yeah. I'm
a1.
saying. So see, just think like this is my P, this is my Q, 2 points are there. Okay, and just think this is my formula to how to calculate. How we are calculating A1 minus B1, correct? So just think this is my A1, A2 point, and Q is basically B1, B2 point. So if I calculate in X2 surface, means X2 axis, so what is coming? A2 minus B2, and Q surface, it's coming like B1 minus A1, correct? Now, no matter it's like A1 minus B1 or B1 minus A1, if I'm squaring that part, so both are equal. Correct? Because I'm squaring. If minus is coming, that is also square, it will become like a positive one. So I can say directly A1 minus B1 whole square plus A2 minus B2 whole square and square root. So this is the distance in between of 2 points. Correct? Now think about 3D. I can define the same way. Now what about the ND? Means n-dimensional. It's very simple. Same way. Means I can write like, correct? Like in the n-dimensional, after this I can write, correct? A4 minus B4 plus A4, A5 minus B5. I can write like this way, so on and so forth. Now that's why I'm saying I'm not writing that way. Instead of that, I'm doing over here AI minus BI. I'm just converting the term to like numeric number to I means anything, whole square, because this is the square, summation is tends to I equal to 1 to n. Correct? Summation means we are basically summationing this value only. This value you are summationing. And before that, I'm just placing square root. So I can easily calculate distance between 2 points in n-dimensional, like this way. Correct? So previously we never think about 4D, 5D, 6D or ND, but mathematically through linear algebra we can easily calculate. Now, what is row vector and column vector? We already saw, correct? Like in that Python class, in row vector, whatever the value is there, like A1, A2, B3, like this way A1. So one row and multiple columns, that is called row vector. In column vector, it's just a transpose. We already saw. So over here, multiple rows are there, only one columns. Correct? And all together, if I'm combining these two, so all together, it's called a matrix. Correct? Or we can say double array of array. Whatever you want to say. This is very simple. This part. This is very simple. Now, think about this addition. Okay, how we can do some addition? It's very simple. If you have two row vector, same amount of points are there, because see, both points are completing to AN to BN. So we can directly individual components wise. Okay, I can directly add. For multiplication, there are two kinds of multiplications are there. One is dot product, another one is cross product. So we are not going to implement cross product in machine learning or data science because that is useless. Only we will focus on dot product. So dot product is what? If you have a row vector, a column vector, like this way only, you need to just multiply same A1, B1, A2, B2, A3, B3, AN, BN. Correct? Over here, you are just putting plus. Here you are using plus. Here it will be multiplication. So this is your dot product. Now point is, so this part we already saw, correct? Up to this part we already saw. Now think about in dot product only, we can easily say one thing. When we are doing some transformation or multiplication, we can easily, because your one matrix or vector is like this way, another matrix or vector is like this way, correct? So this is your row, this is your column, correct? So for the dot product, what you need to do, you need to convert this row to column vector so that you can do the multiplication. What you will do? Simple, transpose that. So that's why I'm saying for this dot product, I'm transposing that A vector and B, then we can easily say AI, BI, summation of A ones to N. This is again a summation only, correct? This is again a summation, correct? So I guess two questions are there.
Yes.
Let's check once. Why cross product is useless in machine learning? That we will show. Don't worry. Okay, just don't focus right now because in dot product, multiple techniques are there. Sorry, in cross product, multiple techniques are there, so that we are not focused. So we will just focus on dot product. I will check. I will let you know. Don't worry. Now the next topic is angle between two vectors. What will happen? So if this is one point A, this is one point B. So what is the angle? Means this theta. Okay, what is the angle in between of them? If it's coming through origin, correct? So if something is vertical, then what will happen? We called this one a unit vector, correct? This is just a maths only. So unit vector, we can easily say a1 square, a2 square, why a1? Just think, this is your line, A. If there is only one line is there, nothing is there. So what is this point? This is like a a1, a2, correct? And this, if this is a unit vector only, so that's mean nothing is there. That is perpendicular. This is perpendicular. Just think. So this will be your formula. Now, if I want to measure the distance, so what is the distance? Formula is this unit, or say like a length of A. This is the length of A from the origin, or distance of A from the origin, and B, distance of B origin cos theta. So this is the formula. Okay, how we can prove that? Just see over here. A dot B, I want to see. So this is the points that I know that I am plussing over there. Now this means this is, we know, like A1, A2, that is A, B1, B2, that is B. The angle is cos theta, correct? So that's mean theta equal to cos to the power -1 and A1, B1 plus A2, B2, distance from origin of A, distance of origin of B. Okay. Now, what is the theta? Because still this is just a formula we just create. Still we don't know, means what is the angle. Now our topic is angle. Now just think, if this is your A and if this is your B, so this means it's basically creating like this way. Sorry. So just think, like it's creating like this way. So this is what? If you just drag this one, so this is coming 90 degree, correct? So just think, like this is your plane. So just think, like this is your line. Okay, so this is your A, this is your B. Okay, this is your x-axis, this is your y-axis, like this one only. So this part is coming 90 degree, correct? So that's mean your theta is 90 in between of two points. So cos 90 means what? Anyone respond in that chat? What is cos 90 value? Zero, correct? So if cos 90 value is 0, that's mean no matter whatever the distance between A and B, that is also coming like a 0, correct? So that's mean we can say, if in dimensional, if there is A vector and B vector, in between of that, if I need to implement a distance on between 2 points, and if A and B is perpendicular like a 90 degree, then obviously my angle, it will be 0, the value. Got my point? Don't worry, just recheck this video again and again, it will be clear to you. Let me just check. Yeah, Shivani also said 0. Yeah, absolutely correct. Okay, now just think.
Give me a moment.
Yeah, go. No issue.
No, I will ask you later.
Okay. So what will be the projection? Means just think again, this is the same kind of part only. Okay. So just think like this way. This is your point A, correct? A we know from the origin, that is 0, 0. From that origin to A, the distance is this way only, like a unit one. Now, the angle that we also already know, that is cos theta, correct? Now, you just think, if this A, you can fall, if this A is directly falling in this line over here, correct? So that's mean it's falling like a 90-degree, correct? Over here. And the distance from this origin to this is basically my D. How we are going to calculate? Very simple. Up to this line we already saw, correct? The formula. After that, for this projection, what you need to do, you need to just fall that point from A to over here in top of B. So what is B? Up to this we already saw, correct? From origin to any point, from origin to this point, this is nothing, this B vector, correct? So just see, I am just dividing, so that's mean if I just calculate, so what will happen? My BB, it will be close, only A and cos theta will be there. So that's the difference between this one, sorry, distance between this one. Okay, this is the projection, correct? So that's why we can know like projection of A on B, not A and B, because I'm projecting. Previously we discussed about the distance, and this is I'm projecting A on B, something. Okay, so this is like another application is there, practical application is there. Means just think, suppose this is like a lots of points are there, correct? So suppose just think there is one plane and another sort of like lots of points are here. So if I need to see where these points is basically projecting on this plane, okay, or line, or this one, okay, we need to know, correct, the distance between. That's why we are learning, we need to calculate those distance. Or just think like this way, maybe you have like this many points, okay, like this way. So this is your center point. If I need to know, just think, okay, this is the points. If I need to know, I need to calculate the closest 5 points. So which one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these are the closest, correct? Obviously, I will not going to calculate this one. This is the first. How we will do that in machine learning? This is why we are learning these parts. So up to this is clear, correct? To everyone? So what about the unit vector? Unit vector that we know, same direction as A. If any vector, same direction of A, that's called unit vector. Okay, and we denote by this hat. Okay, it's and is always one is valid. Okay, so this is simple, like just A multiplied by this one, and in short it will denote as A hat. This is like a unit vector. So what is the equation of line? Till now we discuss about those points, correct? What is the difference, like the distance, then if it's project, what is going to happen, what is the like vector, row vector, column vector, each and everything we discuss. We already discussed about in 2D it's called line, in 3D it's called plane, and in ND it's called hyperplane, correct? Now this line formula that we already know, correct? That is what? Y equal to mx plus c. We all know. Now just think, x-axis, y-axis. As I already told, I will not going to mention x or y. So x1, x2. Just think like this way. And in general formula in mathematics, we can also denote this one as a ax plus by plus c. Correct? Now, if something is going from the origin, if line is going, so that means is obviously 0 because that is perpendicular. Now, in 2D, we can easily mention this one because again, this A, B, this also we can't mention, correct? A, B, this terminology also have like 26 letters. So that's why I'm just writing W1, X1, W2, X2, W0, that's mean this C equal to 0. So in 3D, again, same W1, X1, W2, X2, W3, X3, W0, 3D. The same way, if you calculate in hyperplane, n-dimensional. So W0, W1, X1, W2, X2, dot, 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 W1, X1 equal to 0. And we can write like this way also, Wi xi summation of I equal to 1 is to n. This is the summation, correct? Here we are doing summation only. So this is a mathematical summation formula. This is mathematical summation. Now, what about vector notation? In vector notation, we can denote like this way, W0, W1, X1, W1, W2, W1, and here means basically what happening. See, W1, X1, correct? Two parts are there. So W1 may be your row vector. X1, this is your column vector, correct? So from W1, you can write like W2, W3, W4. This is X1, X2, X3, and this is like a column vector, this one, and this is like a row vector, correct? And W0, this is C. Like in our formula, we see, correct? Mx plus C. So just think this is your W1, X1, and this is your this C, like a W0. Just think about it. Okay. So when we are doing this, in vector formula, we can easily say what we need to do that we already learned, correct? When one row vector is there and we are doing a dot product with a column vector, means row vector means like this way, dot product to this way, correct? Then what we are doing, we are converting row vector with transpose and making it as a column vector as well. Then we are doing dot product that we already saw. The same thing we are doing. Then we can say the formula like this way, W0 plus W transpose X equal to 0. And when we are saying this one, this is the formula of plane. This pi, again, this is not pi like we know that pi. Okay, so this pi symbol is basically denoting a plane. So now onwards, whenever we will say plane, so that's mean this pi symbol we will use. Okay. So this C, what is C? See, if this one is my origin line, okay, and if this is my that plane, means that line in 2D, line in 3D is plane. So just think about plane only. What is the difference on intercepting point? So this is the part of C. Okay. Slope. What is slope? Means that angle. Correct. X is my basically this axis one, and Y is basically my this one. Correct. So this one only we already saw like this way. Correct. Like if this is my 2D formula, if I need to know x2, if my x2 equal to y, correct, with my formula only, then we can convert it like this way. Correct. Convert it like this way from this formula that we already saw, and that is representing my line. And C, if intercepting, and again I mentioned, if this is coming through origin, so obviously it's 0. Correct. So I can discard that one also, no issue. So only parts remaining is this one, mx. Means if something is coming through origin, so that's mean we are only calculating this part. Clear? Or we can say we are only computing W transpose X. So there is no W0. So this part is basically 0 if something is going. So what is the formula? If L means line is passing through origin. So this is, see, here is no W0. Here is also no W0 because it's passing through origin only. Correct? Now, same thing here also we discuss how we are calculating this all those part, but if there is 2 points, okay, x1 and x2, and x2 is something over here, we are projecting over here. So we already saw, correct? If we are projecting in that plane only something, so whatever the distance between this x, okay, from there we need to calculate, and the angle of this that we also saw in between of 2 points, so that is like a cos theta. So here we can easily say wt means W transpose, we already did. Distance from origin to that point, that is W. Distance between that another point, that is X, cos theta. And cos theta we already know 0 because that is perpendicular from the origin. See, from here we already discussed about that. And that is 90 degree. So that's means that's why perpendicular. So that's why it's 0. Correct? So now whatever the thing we learned, now we are converting all those learning in linear algebra in those plane in a different dimension. Sorry. Now in 2D we already saw like this one, ax by c, this is a general form we already discussed, and that part only we are again saying same part same way. Okay, if now just think again, if I just draw this one only again, this what is happening. If this is your plane, okay, this is your plane, okay, this is the axis, this is your x-axis, okay. Now just think, if your plane that is pi 1, and if this is your origin, and from here also another plane is actually went. So suppose this is pi in x-axis only, and this is another one, like another axis, that is y, or just like a x1, this is x2, okay. Now whatever the things over is going over here, correct? So difference, that c equal to 0. Now from here the c is having some value because this difference is there, correct, from origin to this part. Now think about practical example. If you have some points over here, if you need to calculate the point in this here, whatever the point is there, so how you can calculate? You will calculate this distance from here to here like this way. Suppose this is 2, this is 3, that we already discussed. So this point is 2 by 3, correct? So in mathematically this is 2 by 3, that's we know. But what will be the vector representation? So vector representation is this one. Again I'm going back. See this one. Okay, means W0 by W2. If I'm doing minus, so this is the part of C. This formula we know, correct? So this is the formula we need to implement over here. If I need to know what is the distance between my origin plane to another plane. Why this plane is so important? Means again and again why we are discussing about plane. Think, if this is your axis x1 x2, okay, if there is some point here, there is another kind of points are there. Think, here is another point. How you can classify it, how you can divide all those points? You have to divide all those points to plane only. See, if I am creating a plane over here, then what will happen? I can easily separate and say, this is one set of data, maybe A1. This is one of my outlier, because this should be here, but this is my outlier. This is another set of data. This is maybe A2. This is another set of data, that is A3. But for this one also, I need to split like this way, like a plane, another plane. But which plane is better? If I'm saying this one is pi double dash and this one is pi, obviously this pi is better, because this pi is differentiating this one and this one totally separately. But this pi is always better. If I'm trying to say this part is separating, this part is separating, only I need to compromise 1 point, 2 points, and 3 points. So without plane, you are not going to compromise anything. So the basic thing, from ND to 3D or 2D, if I need to convert, okay, if I need to convert, we will learn in future PCA and PSME. Okay. If I need to calculate the distance in machine learning, then we will learn logistic regression, linear regression, okay, support vector machine. So all those things we will learn. So this is all coming based on distance. All the calculation based on this plane only. So machine learning, one part is totally depend on this distance. Another part is totally depend on information. That we will learn when we will learn decision tree, when we will learn, what's the name, ensemble. And all this algorithm and part is basically called supervised machine learning. Okay. So that we will see, but I'm just giving you some hints like where we need to implement, why these maths are actually important. So let's see, one chat is came. Cluster, yes. Cluster is also part of here only. Okay, another thing is there that is called KNN. Okay, so this KNN cluster that Sushmita is talking about, okay, that is also part. Okay, so that we will see. Okay, I'm stopping sharing my screen and stopping my recording.